Hello, I'm your host, Giselle Gamby, and this is the Intuitive Pull Podcast, where together we'll embrace the plans we did not make, yet unfold businesses and lives that are so much greater in wealth in all ways than any business or life plan could ever achieve. My wish is that you make intuition your most trusted advisor. So buckle up, get present, and let's go. Hello, wonderful people. I am extremely moved to record this episode. It certainly was not one that I had planned. Again, the intuitive pull leads us to plans that we didn't make. So this episode is about an abundance of miracles. Not long ago, I recorded and published an episode called Are You Dreaming Big Enough?, which was an interview with an incredible young woman, a 17-year-old woman called Aaliyah Sirengo. And the reason why I interviewed her, you might remember, is that I interviewed her incredibly loving, powerful mother, Suzanne Knapp, a few weeks before. And I was pulled to interview her daughter. So if you have listened to that interview, you will remember, or those interviews, I should say, you will remember that Suzanne has taught her children, her 4 children, to forgive the unforgivable, to live from grace, from courage and gratitude, and to know that they don't have to wait until they grow up to contribute to the world, to be of service to the world. Aaliyah went through, a couple of years ago, went through some troubling times where she didn't know if the world really needed her. And having traveled to Kenya to visit the 2 schools that their beautiful family has built in some resource poor communities, Aaliyah was astounded that they built these schools and yet some of the girls weren't showing up. And so she was curious and inquired and realized it was because when they had their periods, they didn't have the sanitary means to be able to go to school. And so she became aware of the situation that we have in resource poor communities called period poverty. So this gave her a purpose in life. And so she decided to create a foundation where she creates colouring in books and she sells them. Her younger siblings create candles and soaps, and the profits of those goods go to creating sanitary packs. And the way that that is done is that they employ some seamstresses in Kenya. And so far, up until I published the episode, 700 sanitary packs were sent over last year. So I want to talk about the power of this podcast. I want to talk about the heart, the enormous heart that is in this community that listens to these episodes. So again, never was it in the plan for those episodes that are recorded with Susan and Aaliyah to necessarily create anything. And yet what happened was a dear client and friend who was listening to Aaliyah's episode messaged me and said, I'd like to donate to Aaliyah's foundation, but the link in your show notes isn't working. And so that's how I knew about this, in inverted commas, anonymous donor. And Susan and Aaliyah contacted me that afternoon and said, we've just received a $1,000 donation. And do you know how that made me feel? Like, it totally got me in all the feels. And I asked Susan, what does that actually mean? Like, what is the impact of that $1,000 on those girls? And she said, well, it will supply 100 girls with packs that will enable them to go to school for the next 3 years. And not only that, it will provide work for one of the seamstresses, guaranteed work for the next few months. And that will allow her children to go to school. I was blown away by that, by the impact, right? By the ripples. Firstly created from Aaliyah, and then through the podcast, through the kindness of a listener. And I've had 2 other messages since then that have asked me for details to donate to Aaliyah's foundation. So there's more. Last night, I received an email from Aaliyah telling me that, well, I actually already knew that she was doing a talk the night before for International Women's Day called Can a Pad Empower? And she said to me, I'd really like to share with you my talk. And so she sent me through her talk. It goes for 7 minutes. And let me just say that it is gut-wrenchingly profound, that it's a talk that is absolutely sobering, eye-opening, really hard to hear, to be honest, yet a story that must be told. And so I was intuitively pulled to create another episode for the purposes of sharing this speech, which is a story that Aaliyah has written based on the reality that goes on in resource poor communities over something so biologically natural, yet we're not given the means to look after themselves when they have their periods, just has a massive negative impact. And so this is a story that must be told. Aaliyah, I'm so glad that you had the intuition to share it with me. And I'm so glad that I had the intuition to share it with you. So here we go.
Can a pad empower? Wednesday, May 22nd. It's raining outside. I didn't get to finish my homework because my brother was using the only light globe to do his. I won't get in trouble from the teacher though, because it won't matter, because I won't be going to school today. Last night was not my turn to sleep on the bed. Kind of lucky really. It's raining outside, but I'm soaked. My thin cotton nightshirt that covers my backside when I sleep is heavy and wet. I can't tell you how many people have worn this nightshirt before me, but I am grateful that it's my turn to cover my body when I sleep. As I hear the rain pounding on a tin roof, I stand. Everyone has gone to school. Between my legs, there's a torrential downpour. It's like a mudslide. In between my legs, a bit of debris from my insides just among the flowing water, quickly and without control. Today I won't go to school. I will sit right here on the spot. It's raining outside my house, but outside of my body, it feels like it's already flooding. Thursday, May 23rd. Did you know the feeling of a razor blade cutting your skin? I feel like I have 100 razor blades inside my body, slicing me up to pieces. It's still raining and I'm still flooding. My mother kisses my forehead this morning as she left the house for work, but she doesn't go to work every day, like I don't go to school every day. But this is our life and we accept that. There is a little bit of light coming from the window today that I can use to finish my homework. But the razor blades take over and the smell of my stained nightshirt makes me so sick that the homework will have to wait. Friday, May 24th. Tomorrow will be Saturday. I hate my periods on weekend. You see, everyone is at home. My brother knows, but don't know, if you get what I mean. They just kind of step around me. My sisters bring tea. They know. Even the little ones. Today I need to go to the toilet. I have to wait until everyone's at school. It'll be better. Yesterday and the day before I went at night. Sure, nobody can see me, but the older men seem to smell my situation and lurk around the toilets holding the packet of pads that I don't have to pay the money for. One tells me I don't need cash. He starts unzipping his trousers. I run. I would rather sit in my downpour than go through what happened last time. I grab some newspaper. Today my sisters have worn underpants to school, so I position the newspaper between my legs, squeeze them hard together and tie my sweater around my waist and walk down the road to the toilet. Saturday, May 25th. I don't want to write today. I am tired. This is what the rest of my life is going to be like. Missing school, feeling humiliated in front of my siblings, being the mercy of shameless men who have wives at home. Sunday, May 26th. 2 days ago, I went to the toilet. There was water there. I cleaned the dust, blood, newspaper, and clots from between my legs, inside my bottom and all around my clothes. I imagine that concoction was so far down my knees, but I'm clean now. My sister knows this. Female intuition, perhaps. She hands me a pair of underwear, we share because she knows soon it will be her turn to stay at home, to sit and wait. The rain has eased up. Tomorrow I'll go to school. I wonder if the teacher will notice me that I finished my homework. Thursday, June 22nd. I feel the pangs. It's the time of the month again. Today, it isn't raining outside. I can hear children singing as they walk to school. Last Sunday I went to my dance lesson. I love these lessons so much because I can express myself and be anyone who I want to be. We had a celebration of being a girl. There was singing and dancing. A teacher gave us menstrual health education as a part of the celebration, where girls were giving a pack of washable sanitary packs. They were really beautiful, made out of African colored fabric. Inside the packs, there was 2 pairs of panties. 2 pairs! For me. Today was the day my period since receiving the packs. I carefully opened the colorful carry bag. I used a Velcro to attach the liner and the shields. I pressed the buttons carefully from the crotch on my brand new underwear. Today, I will go to school. Friday, 23rd of June. I carefully tuck my washable sanitary packs into the corner of my school bag. Today, they are worth more to me than gold. Today, I have an important biology test. I want to be a doctor when I leave school, so I can empower women through reproductive health. I want to work for a global organization like United Nations. I want to tell people all over the world without that pack of washable pads, I would have missed that test, missed that opportunity to get the score I needed into medicine, missed making my career choice because I didn't have a sanitary pack to keep me clean while I sat that test. Inside my kit, I have 8 liners. Today's my flow is heavy, but as I sit my biology test, I feel safe. My dignity is in place and I am in control. After the test, I go to the bathroom. The second liner is placed neatly inside a plastic bag that is given out and attach it to the third. And guess what? Now I'm off to soccer training. I love being a part of this team. Saturday, June 24th. Good morning. I feel so alive today. When we received our menstrual health education, the day I got my pack of pads, the teacher told us that cotton fabrics of the products will actually help reduce period pain. She was right. I didn't know how, but the razor blades that were inside my stomach have really gone down. Yesterday, I soaked my liners in a small tub of cold water. This morning, I will heat the water up to clean them and hang them out to dry with a feeling of internal gratitude. I have my dance lesson this afternoon, and I'm so excited. I'm also taking my sisters to meet the menstrual health teacher so they can receive a packet of pads themselves. One of my sisters wants to be a pilot, and the other, a teacher. Sunday, the 25th of June. Today we will dance the whole day. I will be with my friends and we will sing, recite poetry, and plan for a mid-year concert. This year I won't have to miss performing. Monday, the 26th of June. I am so happy to hear this morning sound of the cockerel. I wake up and drink tea and prepare my things for school. All my sisters do the same. This is what we do now, every day of the year. A month ago, I could never have imagined this possibility. I know girls who miss up to 180 days of their school year just because they can't afford a sanitary pack. But it isn't just school. We feel so much shame because of a normal human function. We lose our dignity and sense of self. We can't plan our lives or careers because we might miss that crucial exam or days of school. The sun is shining this morning, but now when it rains, I can still go to school. As I walk along with my friends, I see the man who's standing outside the toilet. He will never be able to hold his head high. I can hold mine every day. I am empowered to make my choices for my body and for my life. Thank you.
So I'm wondering, how are you feeling having listened to Aaliyah's story? It absolutely gets you in all the feels, right? It's so sobering and so eye-opening, and now it puts even more perspective on Aaliyah's purpose. it puts even more meaning on that incredible $1,000 donation. And it puts more meaning on the other couple of people that reached out and said that they would like to also donate. The impact is incredible, and such is this an overflow and abundance of miracles. My goodness, I am just extremely moved and touched. And if this is all that gets created by me creating this podcast, my God, my cup is full. If you'd like to donate to Aaliyah's foundation, the link is in the show notes. And there are other ways that you can support Aaliyah's purpose and mission. She, as you can see, is an incredible speaker. You might wish to engage her in your team, at your conference, at your events. Please reach out to her. Again, the details are in the show notes. Probably best to reach out to her mum, Susan Knapp, and her details are in the show notes as well. So I want to focus on you now. How big are you dreaming? That was the original name of the podcast where I interviewed Aaliyah. How big are you dreaming? How much do you allow yourself to care? How much do you allow yourself to connect in with your heart rather than your head? And allow your heart to lead the way. How much time, how much energy, how much focus do you give to being of service to the world? How much importance do you place there? Or are you more focused on your own personal life and the responsibilities that you need to take care of there? And that might be okay as well, because even that, leading from love, is of being of service to the world. We all don't have to have these incredible missions. Leading from love in our own personal lives is an incredible act and creates its own ripples. So please don't feel like if you don't have and you're not moved to create an extraordinary mission that you're any lesser than. You're not. And equally, I'm also being a little provocative here and asking, have you actually given this thought? And if you have given it thought, really, are you all in like Aaliyah? Or do you hold back? Are you 75% in and the rest in resistance? How big are you allowing yourself to dream? How big are you allowing yourself to be of service to the world? Do you realize that when you lead from love, that you are a catalyst? That you are that one pebble that creates many ripples. So thank you for listening to this episode. If you enjoy these episodes, I just want to tell you something. I love to share. It's one of my most greatest values. I just love to share. And I would like to invite you to receive more news from me, more goodness from me in the form of a newsletter. So if you would like to receive more goodness in your life so that you are inspired to follow your intuitive pulls, I would love for my newsletter to land in your inbox. There is a link in the show notes to my website. In that website is a pop-up form that will allow you to complete your details so that you can receive more goodness in your inbox on a weekly basis. I would love to meet you there. Thank you for listening. Ciao, ciao.